You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on.
Thank you for joining me. 1 second. Okay. Now we're good. You guys know I like to surprise myself with that sometimes. It's just to keep myself on my own toes, I think, anyways. Welcome to Wednesday night, Supernatural Story Time. Every Wednesday night, I bring on a different guest to pour into all of you with their particular divine experiences to whatever capacity they feel that is assisting them, something that is greater than themselves. And tonight, however, I will be giving you guys my own supernatural story time. Hello, Shayna. I will be giving you guys my supernatural story time because I just went on a spiritual quest. We'll call it a side quest to Texas, and I'm going to be revealing all of the tea for you guys, and we're going to be jumping into that very, very shortly. So make sure that you guys hang out, share this feed with someone else. There might be something inside of this experience for them that they need to hear or they need to understand. And of course, we are going to be doing as well the energy clearing. We're going to be having the theme of the week as well as the midweek collective energy check-in, where we do a reading for the collective to see what is going on for the rest of the week. Okay, guys? So make sure you're sharing this. Smash those hearts. Let me know that you're here. And yeah, fantastic. So let's jump into the first segment of the show, which is going to be the What's Good card. So let's see what card we have here, see what the energy theme is for the day. And to that I say, what's good? Alrighty, so our card of the day is the Temperance card. And I'm going to read to you guys the key words. In 1 second. All right. So here it is. The card here is Temperance. And she says, and welcome if you're just joining, the keywords here are harmony, balance, the middle path, avoiding excess, blending energies and ideas, alchemy, finding purpose, the Goldilocks zone, meaningful encounters, turning a life lesson into spiritual gold, patience, and healing. And the prompt here is measured moderation. And we're going to see what this message is for the day. The gods took equal parts fast and slow, equal parts material and spiritual, and equal parts she and he. And they mixed them into their lotus cauldron as they stirred to life the muse of temperance. They needed this balance and malleability in the world, for her voice of reason would bring them together in a beautiful blend of oneness. Temperance doesn't jump to excess. She doesn't rely on the dark or the full moon. Instead, she is a mosaic of parts, and she melts it all together in a way that spins the best of the best of the best into one. She weaves purpose and harmony into the lives of others. And her greatest alchemical gift is the treasure of healing. She reminds you to turn despair into the gift of patience and blend the need to thrive with the need to enjoy. When you walk in the middle path that is available to you, what areas do you find greater balanced? And here is the poem for the day of this card. I am the divine weaver of duality. I hold you. I am essence. And our evolution of becoming is rooted in the mixing. Wow, what a wonderful message. And of course, we have the angel blessing for today, which is Angel Ariel blessing the collective with spirituality. Make sure you claim your angel blessings there in the comment section below. The angels want to work with you and through you, but they respect your free will. I feel like that's really in alignment with the things that I'm going through in my own life, trying to create moderation right now. And when I catch myself feeling out of focus in the sense that maybe we're in a survival mode. And what I mean by that is sometimes we get into these phases, right? Where it's like, oh, I need to get this bill paid or I need to get this thing done. And we're so focused on how that is going to show itself, or we're so focused on the obtainment of that item, detail, situation, person, that we forget to be in the joy. And this creates worry, it creates concern, it creates rigidity, it creates low vibration, it creates mental burnout. So when we feel ourselves falling back into these patterns of some kind of burnout or listlessness, or even being stuck to any capacity, pull yourself back and go, okay, where have I allowed myself to be excessively conditioned or excessively concerned, rather, in a particular area of my life? And where can I implement more moments of joy? So burnout occurs when we're doing too much of something that doesn't bring us joy. So just remember that going now into your many tomorrows that lie ahead. All right, wonderful. So thank you all for being here. Super excited. And that was the What's Good card for the day. We're going to be jumping in here now with the energetic clearing, which we do at every single episode. And the purpose of this energetic clearing is to kind of jumpstart you wherever you are at and to shift your energy to a higher vibrational one. This is where I invite you to have your water. So it's your health, wealth, and prosperity. Your electrical flow of your body flows best when you are hydrated. So being hydrated is highly important for this exercise. All right. So jumping in here, if this is your first time watching, thank you for being here. You want to make sure your spine is erect. This is going to be a 1-minute experience. Your palms face up on your lap, and take an assessment of where you are at energetically in this moment from 1 to 10. 10 being this is the most amount of energy I can have in my body. 1 being this is the least amount of energy I can have in my body. Let me know in the comment section below now. Where are you at energetically from 1 to 10? All righty. So from 1 to 10, I would say today I was pretty low all day, which is very, very unusual for me. I dipped to a 4. I know you guys never hear me dip to a 4, but I have been today. And I feel like I'm more like climbing. This last 30 minutes, I started climbing, which is typical for me. Right before I do this show, it's like the angels pour into me. So I feel like I'm at a 7.2 right now. And you guys at home, Robert says, hello, Robert. He is at a 4. So see, you were having the same kind of day I was having. And it's funny because as me and Dana were filming today down Center City, we're talking about how heavy the energy is that we can't even move. And as I was saying that, there was a dog and a woman walking in front of us, and the dog completely halted, and the woman was trying to drag her, and the dog would not move. And I was like, the dog is recognizing exactly what the energy of today was, or feeling anyways, in the city. So Daniel, or Danielle, I'm sorry, I'm so terrible with names, is at a 4, and Shayna is at a 5. So yeah, that's not too bad. Hello, Elena. Your selenite broke. So she's a 4 or 5 too. Don't worry, I got you. Your selenite's broke. We're gonna go ahead and just put that right there for you. And and hopefully that will assist. It's going to be right here beneath the camera. All righty. So right now I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and we're going to use the card key prompts today about bringing harmony and balance into ourselves as the intention for today. So go ahead, close your eyes. You're going to hear the bell, and I'm just going to prompt you. So don't worry about having to look at the screen. Here we go. All right, eyes are closed, 60 seconds on the clock. Go ahead and take a breath in. And I want you to breathe in the energy of balance. Feel that masculine, feminine energy entwined within you. Feel the middle path, exhaling stressors, exhaling excess, breathing in alchemy, and exhaling what no longer serves you on the next natural breath in. Allow yourself to recognize your Goldilocks zone, the middle path. Allow yourself to recognize where you are at in this moment of peace and tranquility, breathing all of that in, exhaling what no longer serves you. And now, just for a moment, on this next breath, bring gratitude to your heart space, just for a moment. We're only going to be here for a few more seconds. Exhaling what no longer serves you, and then bring that left and right palm to touch one another in Gasho prayer position in front of your heart space. And namaste to all of you. And now you can go ahead and open your eyes, but please don't stand. Hi, Cynthia. Please don't stand because you could be lightheaded after this experience. That is pretty common. And now let me know in the comment section below, where are you at energetically in this moment from 1 to 10? 1 being this is the least amount of energy I can hold. 10, this is the most amount of energy I can hold. And then also inform me if you felt any pain, pressure, anything releasing, like a headache or tension in your body or pain in your body. If you burped or had any kind of gas, that's a type of release. Crying is a type of release. Hiccups, coughing, sneezing, all kinds of releases here. And then let me know what your number is now. So that way we can compare it to how you shifted previous to the exercise and then after the exercise. All right. And then if you saw any colors, if you felt any temperature changes, nothing is too weird. Go ahead and just share it there. And if you think you don't have to share it, it will behoove you because there might be something deeper that we're not picking up on here. All right. So Danielle I see you. You went up 1 point. So good job. In 1 minute, you went up 1 point. So that's fantastic. Shayna felt temple pressure. Cynthia, she did a release. She exhaled very deeply. Shayna went to a 7 and started at between a 5 and a 6. So right there in the middle. Cynthia was at a 6.5 before, but then she moved up to an 8.5. So that's good. Those are 2 points right there. That's a big shift in 1 minute. And then Shayna saw a group of people. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Elena said she felt deep breathing and she went all the way up to a 7. So that's fantastic as well. Good job, everybody. So you see how in this 1 minute, you guys were able to shift your energy. And if we were to do these little micro adjustments throughout the day, imagine how much more you could do, how much more life you could live, how you could thrive by just making these little nano shifts. And they're nano because that was literally 1 minute. And Elena started at a 4 or 5. So you jumped up 2 points as well. Well, if it was a 4, it was more like 3 points. But that's fantastic. Good job, everybody. Make sure that you're meeting yourself where you are and that you're congratulating yourself for taking this time, honestly, because you could literally be doing anything else. You could be scrolling mindlessly to honor yourself and to pour into your own cup. Robert says, the pressure in my head is increasing. It feels like a wide rubber band around my head. So I would continue to do those slow, deep breaths and breathe in that harmony energy so that it can release, and drink water. This is why in the beginning of the feed, I invite everyone to have water because of this moment. You want to shift the energy. You want it to circulate, and it circulates best through water. Hydration is life. All right. Fantastic. Alrighty, so that is that. And we're going to go ahead now into the supernatural storytime segment. We're starting 5 minutes early today. That's okay. That gives me an extra 5 minutes to let y'all know about what I'm about to share with you. This was a really exciting adventure going to Texas. And so we're going to just jump right in. Okay, thank you for being here with me. I am the Oracle of Apollo. There is no guest tonight. It is just me. So, you guys know that I often go and I travel. Spirit calls me to different places, not just in the country, but around the world to do what I like to call side quests. But ideally, each pilgrimage has a particular reason for it to happen. And more about that, if you want to hear more about how I became fully able-bodied with my last trip to Europe, please go check out my Europe trip video on my YouTube or wherever you're watching this stream right now. Okay, so we're going to have to rewind 2 years to let you know why I even went to Texas to begin with. All right, Cynthia says, excited to hear. All right, so 2 years ago, this is when everything began. All of a sudden, I started to see in my meditations a man. And the way he would appear to me is like Saint Germain. Let's see. I can show you what Saint Germain looks like because he's right here. Just in case you have never seen Saint Germain before, Saint Germain is the patron deity of the violet flame, but he also is helps you with freedom, and he helps you clear karma, and he also helps you transmute and alchemy. So it's funny that we have the alchemy card with the temperance energy today, because he is literally alchemy. So this is very interesting that the synchronicity of that message along with Saint Germain's photo. Okay, so he would come as Saint Germain. So I knew that there was something around this that had to be shifted. So as he started coming into my meditations, there would be moments when even if I was just relaxing, like let's say I'm about to go to bed and I'm just relaxing, I started to have images of this particular man. Now, as the images started to become more frequent, I started to take stock of them because I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Like, what's up with this? Why do I keep seeing this particular man? Or, hi, Lori. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. Why do I keep seeing this particular man kind of thing, right? So I started to recognize the scenes. And when I see it, I'm clairvoyant. So when that happens is when I look at a scene and basically whatever's in a frame, if you could think of you watching me on this screen, whatever is in this frame, each detail tells me a story. All right. So in the stories that I was seeing of this particular man that I didn't know, I started to see one where he was sitting on a couch in a tiny house. And then there was it was like one of those couches that was a 3-person couch. And he would sit on one end, I would sit on the other end, and there was nobody in the middle. So that showed, and he looked very stoic, no emotion. And I'd walk around them and I'm just like, what is going on in this scene right now? Like, why is this person so stoic? And it felt very platonic, right? And then as time started to progress, I was informed that this particular individual was a financial soulmate. So this person was going to teach me how to become independent. And if you know anything about my story, you would know. And if you don't, it's okay. But I was disabled for about 8 years where I needed someone to really take care of me. I needed someone to help me get in and out of the bath. I needed someone to cook for me. I needed someone to occasionally brush my hair, walk me to the car. I couldn't make it from my front door to the car right outside my door, maybe 20 feet without assistance. That's how it was. Okay. So I was informed that this particular individual would teach me how to become independent again, because at that time I became codependent through my survival, through my mere survival. Okay. So as time progressed, now I started to see something else that was pretty unusual. It was like I had all these visions of just him by himself and me in the frame. And then suddenly one day, I started to have visions of this little boy. And this little boy had, I'm going to call it a bowl haircut because I don't really know what else to call it. But if you could imagine someone putting a bowl on someone's head and then just cutting the hair right around it, that is basically what I was seeing. And no, this was not in my dreams. I was not sleeping. This was awake states that I was receiving this information. I received visions. So I don't have to be in a meditation to receive information. I could just be sitting here watching TV, and then all of a sudden, something is superimposed. So the TV no longer exists, and there could be a whole nother scene playing visually, externally or internally. And the landscape around me disappears when this clairvoyant visions happen. So this particular little boy had blonde hair and blue eyes. And the visual was he was standing next to a staircase. And the staircase, the scene was kind of dark. He was just standing there by himself. You ever seen a little boy who was like lost in a store or like Disney or something? And he's just kind of like just standing there. And so what winded up happening was I walk up to the little boy in the vision. And in the vision, the little boy is showing me that he's lost. And I ask him, I said, little boy, where is your mom? And he just shakes his head like, no. And then I ask him, little boy, where is your dad? And then he just looks at me. And then that's when I see the combination of the two visions entwine. The guy, the stoic man on the couch scene was the caregiver to the little boy in this stairwell scene. There's a whole point to this. I promise you guys are going to love it. So I asked the little boy, do you need my help? He says, yes. Okay. So this is the first time I encounter this little boy. In this vision, he looks like he's maybe 6 years old or 5 years old. And I'm terrible at ages. This is just my guess. I had no feeling around it. This is just my guess. Okay. So some time goes on. And now this little boy, I'm sitting in my living room one night. I just finished talking on the phone, hang the phone up. I look up. There's a little boy standing in my living room in the corner next to my TV. And I could see him in full color. He has like an overshirt on with stripes on it, and like a t-shirt underneath. But now he actually looks a little older, but he still had that bowl haircut and the blue eyes. So when I saw this, I was like, wait a minute, you must be really, really young. And I knew right away. And the reason I said that is because it's the same boy showing himself to me at different ages or different stages of his life, right? And he's astral projecting now. Astral projection is when you can actually send your spirit or your soul astrally, which means through the ether, through time and space, into another location. Okay, so I see him there standing in front of me, full color, astrally opaque. That means he is solid. When I'm looking at him, he is standing there. He is solid. I just didn't know how old he actually was. So I'm just journaling all of this, okay? I'm just journaling. So then more time passes, and I started to get more messages from spirit through visuals, through media, through readings, through visions, through meditation, through just getting information. And I hear spirit tell me that the man will come for my birthday. Now, mind you, my birthday was January 31st of this year. Okay. The man is coming for my birthday. When I received this information, it was probably like September, October. It was like Halloween. That's when I started to like hear he's coming for your birthday. He's coming for your birthday. And every time he's coming for your birthday. Now, before January comes in, Christmas is around the corner. So I'm sitting literally right here in this chair, in this spot. I'm doing editing on the computer. Okay. And then and I hear audibly in my ears, but externally, as if somebody was talking, the way you hear this snap, as if somebody was talking right here on the side of me. I'm hearing the mystery man that I have been seeing. I can hear him, his voice for the first time. And I'm typing and I stop and I go, whoa. I hear you, mystery man. What is, and that kind of took me off guard or it took me out because I was just like, whoa, what's happening right now? This has never happened. So as I'm sitting here, I knew I could hear that he was praying. I heard that he was praying. And I was just like, whoa, spirit, what is the purpose of me knowing that this soulmate is praying? And mind you, when I say soulmate, soulmates are just a person that incarnates to assist you on the matter of soul growth. It's not like what we see on TV in the rom-coms. Soulmates, the one person who loves you forever. That's it. No, you have lots of soulmates in your lifetime for many, many different facets. Okay. So I asked, what is the purpose of me hearing this? Of course, I didn't get an answer. But then I heard, you will know for your birthday. He will come in for your birthday. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna chalk it up to that. With that audio, with that audible hearing of his voice, I saw in my inner vision like 2 stripes on his arm. And I thought, whoa, did he hurt himself? Is he hurting himself? And then all of a sudden I saw like a tornado, like a vortex tornado, and it was wind gusting. And then I heard the King of Forces. That's what I was told, the King of Forces, that he was calling in. He was calling me in. And so when I saw this visual tornado inside myself and recognized that he's wielding elements as the King of Forces, that's what I took it as. He's wielding elements. I said, I'm on my way. Please somehow let him know I'm on my way. Although I don't, actually, I should ask him if he knew I was coming, because I don't even think he did know I was coming, now that I know. Okay, so this was Christmas Eve, okay, specifically Christmas Eve. And I typed it all down in my journal, okay, in my journal. Now, fast forward just a little bit to January, the end of January. Now, mind you, this information has been coming to me. I'm giving you like a really short synopsis of something that had been in the works for 2 years, okay? I was so patient through this whole process. Come those last 3 weeks, my patience dwindled. And that's because I'm like, wait a minute. He's coming for my birthday. When is he coming? When is he coming? When is he coming? So I was really becoming impatient. That last week, I got very impatient, extremely impatient. And then this is what happens. What happens is I find someone on Facebook. Now, mind you, let me rewind a little bit. I didn't know, this was just a guess. I thought he was going to be in Europe, and I literally walked 10 to 12 hours a day, every day, looking at thousands of strangers' eyes in Portugal, in Italy, in UK, looking for this person, thinking that is where he was going to be, okay? And Spirit said, no. You don't have to do anything. He is going to arrive no matter what. You don't have to do a thing. Now, we're all caught up, right? So that week of my birthday, 4 days, actually the week of my birthday, I saw someone on Facebook and I messaged them to come onto my show. Just like I message other people to come onto my show every week. And I saw that he was spiritual. And I was like, hey, do you want to come on my show? We start talking because I do like this 15-minute conversation before I bring someone on to see if they fit the parameters for this show. We start talking and I'm telling him what I do. And then he says, oh, wow, is that what you do? I've been praying for you to come for the last 2 years. He said that out of his mouth. And I kind of took that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of felt, it could have been a blanket statement, right? Right? I've been praying for you for 2 years to come in. And as I say that, there's actually a bunch of energy falling into me. So I didn't really take it very serious. I just kind of took it. I acknowledged it. I observed it. And then I kind of just put it in a little box to the side so that I could really look at it in detail. He comes on the show. And you guys have seen this episode. Is AWA. His episode is AWA. He comes on the show and he played the flute in that particular episode. So he played the flute for 1 minute. In that 1 minute that he played the flute, I saw a fire, a bonfire, and me and him sitting across the bonfire, and I was painting cave hieroglyphs onto the cavern walls. I was storytelling. Okay, so now we come afterwards, right? We come afterwards, we have an after conversation. And this is where I'm like trying to figure out if he's the person that I have been told about, because it's now the week of my birthday. The show aired 4 days before my birthday. All right. So then I asked him, 2 questions, actually 3 questions. This is how I figured out it was him. Y'all ready for this? This is how I figured out it was him. The first question was, well, it was really a statement. I told him what I just told you guys about the Christmas Eve, how I saw the forces, how I heard the prayers, and I asked him, so were you praying Christmas Eve? Is that what you did? Because I was hearing you. And then he said, and I sent him my journal entry, right? Because now it's not just words. Now I'm backing it up with my receipts. I sent him my journal entry. And you know what he sends me back? He sends me back a picture of the fire pit he was praying at on Christmas Eve for 9 hours. He did a solo fire ceremony. It was in the shape of the heart. And I sent him love in that vortex. I didn't remember to tell you that. I sent him love, I sent him safety, and I sent him protection. And it was in the shape of a heart. And then I had a second question. Wow, so he was praying on Christmas Eve. That's freaky. Did you hurt yourself? Did you hurt yourself? And what I mean by that is, did you, intentionally hurt yourself? He said no. What he showed me was he had actually, because it was healing still, because it was just 1 month later, 2 burn marks where the fire log had burned him. That was the second time. Here's the kicker. I said, okay, your son is the one that keeps coming to me. He is blonde hair with blue eyes. Is this your son? And he says, my son's hair is white or yellow like corn or something like that. It was very like poetic, like straw. And his eyes are blue. And then I said, can I please see a picture of your son? And when he showed me, he had that same bowl haircut right across. And he's 3 years old. 3 years old. So I'm like, wow, this is insane. Now, mind you, I got to rewind a little bit. Those 2 years of worth of information, I knew in there, because I was informed that I was going to be requested to relocate to wherever this person is. Okay. So within that little short conversation we had after the show, it was like a 30-minute conversation. He says, are you willing to relocate to Texas? I said, you've been asking me this question for 2 years. Yes. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will do it. And you guys know I just went to visit. So I asked Spirit, I need a reason to go visit Texas so that I can check out this place, this person, his personality, and this child. So I get to Texas. And we have like 7 or 8 more minutes of the story time. So let's get in it. There's more plot twists. There's more. So I go and I meet him. And we did this festival called Medicine for the People, right? And I will post the article when I'm done writing it for the Global Achievers magazine. And you guys will be able to read the festival part only. But so the little boy, he was there at the festival. I didn't really get to meet him officially. We were doing an angel wash, which is kind of like a line of people giving affirmations to each other. And the little boy walks up to me out of like 200 people that are there. He walks up to me. He starts to grab my medicine bag that's on my neck. And I laughed and I go, of course he would walk up to me, not knowing me. because he's gravitated towards me, right? So then he goes home to a whole nother part of the Texas, which is apparently humongous, to Fort Worth, which is 2.5 hours away from where I was. And then a few days later, because I stayed for 2 weeks, he comes back. So now, mind you, he's 3 years old. So I'm watching him for the day pretty much. And we're spending all this time together. We're in the playground. And I ask him, hey, his name is Caleb. I said, hey, Caleb, do you remember me? And he, of course, absolutely ignores me because he's 3 years old. And then he starts pointing at the playground, starts pointing at the grass and the swings. So I didn't even bother with it again. So we leave. 2 days later, we're all in the car headed towards the river to go get a dunk. It's 5 of us. All the guys go into the store, and I said, I'll stay with Caleb because he's in a car seat, and I'll just sit with him. So I'm here just scrolling on my phone, just scrolling. And this little boy, this little 3-year-old boy, I'm scrolling, and from the car seat right here, he goes, I remember you. I stop scrolling and I look at him, and right in my eyes, he says, I missed you. And I just look at him and I'm just like, what? Like, what? Because this car is dead quiet. It's just me and him. We are not talking about anything at all. I'm just scrolling and he says this to me. And then I ask him, how do you remember me? That is what I asked him. How do you remember me? You know what this little boy told me? He looks at me and says, I visit your house. I visit your house is how he remembered me. Why? Because he was astral projecting into my living room. And he remembered that he was astral projecting into my living room. Okay. Now, if that was not enough, this gets even more juicy. All right. So now I'm in shock. The guys come back in. I tell them what happened. Nobody is absorbing this the way I'm absorbing this because I'm in like utter shock. Because usually when I go somewhere, I'm the only person savvy to the information that I have received. Now this little 3-year-old boy remembers me because he visited my house 3,000 miles away from where he is. So the next day, I have the wonderful honor and privilege to go with him fishing while his dad does, I think he was working or something. So we're sitting there fishing. Oh, wait, let me rewind. So I tell my mom about this and I tell some other close friends about it. And they said to me, well, did you ask him why he called you? And they both said that. My mom and my other friends, 2 different phone calls. And I was just like, how did everybody else have the foresight of that question? And I guess I was just so in shock. I had no follow-up. So while we were fishing, I said, Caleb, why did you call me here to Texas from Philadelphia? Why did you come to my house to get me, to come here to see you? And he said, I missed you so much. Pray with me. And I just looked at this little boy and I was just like, wow. Like, did he really just say that? Like to pray for him? And then later on the next day, I'm going to put him to bed because this is a succession of 2 weeks, right? Later on the next day, I'm going to put him to bed. And then he tells me, looks me in the face, like we're just sitting there. He says, don't go home. Stay with me. Stay here. Stay at the ranch. Live with me. This is like his cycle of words. And I'm just like, I do not know what is happening. This is insane. This is insanity. This is wow. Okay. And then he's, of course, playing because he's just 3 years old. He's just playing, jumping all over me. Stay with me. And I said, well, I have to go home because I have some things to take care of. And then he says, I will visit you. And I laughed so hard. And I said, you can visit me as much as you want. You're so welcome to visit me in my house. And he just starts laughing. And it was the most beautiful moment that I had ever experienced. And I don't even know what to make of this story. I just really wanted to share it with you guys. It is something so crazy. It's funny that you say scary because his dad was talking to someone while we were there and they were asking about me. And he said, actually, the story is kind of scary. That's the word he used. Like, actually, it's kind of scary how it happened. And I laughed because hell yeah, it's scary. There's this random ass lady from across the country saying knows about you, knows what you did, knows your son, knows you've been calling her, and she's flying in. like hello. I think anybody would be a little bit perturbed by that. But in the recognition of being there, it felt very in alignment. I wish I could tell you guys more. We're almost done the story time portion of this, because I remembered every inch of that land. I had 100 deja vus every day. I knew every person, every conversation I had, every corner of that land. I had already been there. Nothing felt new. It was like, as I was walking, I was having visuals of being there, talking to you, having this exact conversation, everything playing out exactly as it did while I was there. So it was definitely the synchronicity of everything and being of so much alignment to let me know this is here. And then here towards the end of my trip, I didn't tell any of you guys at home where exactly I was going. Because honestly, I didn't even know. But while I was there, I stayed with the Apache tribe. And I wish, again, has to be shortened up. I stayed with some Apache Indians and I learned a whole bunch. And I would love to talk to you guys more about this in another episode, maybe Sunday night. And I learned a whole bunch. And doggone it, where was I going with that? Oh, yes. One of my friends had a dream. Actually, it was Angelo. He was here a moment ago. And he had a dream and he told me, I had a dream where you were surrounded by a bunch of men who were Indians. And they were lifting you up and said, you will never have to wear shoes again. So I went to the chief of this land and I explained that dream to him. And he said, wow, this is your home. Even if it's your home halftime, this is still your home. And then he said, I welcome you back. I invite you back at the end of May to return. And so, yep, there you go. Angelo was there. And the chief thought that was an amazing story. He's like, your friend is recognizing that you belong here. And I would tell you that last night, as I was talking about this location, I accidentally said, oh yeah, when I go back home, that's the way it came back out. So that is my supernatural story time. I am attempting to go back in the first week of June. If anybody feels called to help sponsor my trip or to help fund my trip or anything like that, here is my Cash App. I'm going to put it up just in case, because we are trying to travel, create content, make dreams happen for sure. So it's the Cash App is HowlAwarenesscenter, and it's in the comment section below. Anything is appreciated if you so feel inclined. If not, don't worry about it. I'm not here to pressure anybody. And then here's PayPal. It is HowlWellness. I guess we're going to be talking about the next thing here. HowlWellness@gmail.com. And I hope if you guys have any questions about that, please let me know in the comment section below. Any questions around the story or anything else. Mind you, make sure you guys are joining my Seekers Challenge room, because I'm assisting you all, right, with manifesting your own adventures in your own life. And you guys know I travel so often, and I do this through embodiment of the energy of adventure. And so you guys can embody the energy of adventure in your own backyard without spending a dime. And as long as you are embodying that energy, you will create and manifest adventure. So go ahead, check this out. Join the group. I post a different adventure every week. Next Wednesday night, I will not be here. I will be in Illinois. So there will be a rerun for next Wednesday night, but next Sunday will not be a rerun. Neither will this Sunday. You'll have 2 new episodes except Wednesday, when we'll be in Illinois doing the symposium for the power of we for some teenage children. Is going to be phenomenal. We're going to do it at the Stan Mansion. And it's going to be eleganza. All right. So we're going to be coming back now with the question of the day. You guys know about shifting your energy is playing full out in this episode. So that means this question is going to challenge you so that you can look inside of yourself and discover something about yourself. All right. So with that being said, we're going to play commercial and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Divine Encounters. I'm your hostess with the mostest amount of water, I guess, Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, and we're going to be jumping right into the question of the day. Get ready to play full out. I'm about to make you think. Let's go. Alrighty, so let's see what the question for the day is. The question is, what, and this is for you all at home, and I know this is a hard question, but the purpose of this is to expand the knowledge of you. What or who am I beneath all my roles? So you're asking yourself this question to yourself. Who or what am I beneath all my roles? Beneath the roles of mother, sister, daughter, worker, etc., etc. Okay, so I feel like the first place for me to start here is to identify what my role is. And I feel like my role is girlfriend, daughter, stepmother, teacher, friend. So who am I beneath this person? I would say beneath my roles, I am a vulnerable human being who can fail at things, who excels at failing at things, who thrives at failing at things, who is excited to fail at things, because in that failure, I get to recalibrate and learn. I'm a person who is relearning her body, her physical body, who's had another chance to wake up today and be more of myself. Beneath my roles, I'm an explorer. I'm a seeker. I'm someone who wants to continue to expand my own knowledge so that I can help others learn about themselves. Beneath my roles, I want to ultimately eliminate suffering from all of those people who are in my periphery. And that's who I am beneath my roles. I am just a fallible person who tries to do better with every day, tries to learn a little more each day, tries to be the best version of myself as much as I can, and be accountable for when I'm not the best version of myself. I'm a person like anybody else, and I should never be put on a pedestal, not by anyone, not by anything. And so, yeah, that is where I'm at right now. So, all right, let me know in the comment section below, what or who am I beneath all my roles? And I'm also going to post this in the Seekers Challenge room. All right, and we'll go over all of that as well. And again, this is for your own expansion and playing full out. You're going to leave here feeling even more elevated because you are committing to your own personal growth in this moment. And speaking of personal growth, we're going to jump into the midweek collective energy check-in, where we check in the reading what is going on, what energy is here. The moon just happened. That moon was crazy. It was pretty dense today. So let's see what's going on for the rest of the week. before we jump into that, real quick, we have Starseed, Nature Lover, Cat Mommy, Emotional, Adventurer, and Motivator from Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia. Cheers to you. Shout out to Cynthia. One of my coachees. She is phenomenal and has shifted so much. I'm so very proud of her. She is doing all the things. All right, so let's go here. Our very first card for the evening is going to be the cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. And I was just speaking on this earlier because when you are feeling exhausted, when you are feeling needing rest, a lot of us would try to push through it because we think that's what we are meant to do. We're meant to push through that. But the reason that you're needing rest and you need to honor that is because you will burn yourself out. Okay. When you need rest, honor it. Don't just push through it. Don't take a substance. Don't take a chemical. Don't take 4 cups of coffee in a day. I am guilty of doing sometimes these things, but it is meant for you to honor it because obviously when you need a rest cycle, your body is healing from something. There's an energy exchange that is happening. There is information that's being coded into you. So in that rest period is when you recharge your battery and you can be of better service, not just to yourself, but the environment and the people around you. So very important to keep harmony and balance, just like we had with that temperance card earlier today. The next card we have is She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. I absolutely love this card. Wolf is my totem animal. And this is saying about allow yourself to tap into your wild nature. I feel like we think the word wild is kind of like synonymous with bad, and it definitely isn't. Wild is just unbridled chaos, fun, adventurous, mysterious, sensual. Is allowing yourself to tap in to those things that are not so rigid or structured or that fit even in a box. Wild for one person is different for another. Wild could be I painted my toenails orange when I always get a French pedicure. So wild for one person could be like, oh, look, I wore a low cut top today. Ooh, look at me, I'm being wild. So it's saying whatever you feel like is out of your comfort zone, but that you actually kind of want to do, it's okay. Go ahead, tap into it. Do it. It's going to feel good letting your hair down, so to speak, okay? Let your hair down. Let yourself tap into these otherwise shadowy aspects of yourself. Like attracts like. So if you stay too rigid and you stay too confined, and it's like, well, why can't I manifest adventure? Or why can't I manifest playfulness or fun? But then here I am with this Virgo energy, structured, meticulous, just by the plan of the day. Not even one moment of the day is allowed for something that's not on the board, right? Something that's not calculated. Spontaneity is very important in our day. So like attracts like. If you want something, you have to embody that something for it to come into you. So if you want to manifest, and I'm just using this as an example because it's, you know, the right there at the forefront. So if you want to manifest adventure, you got to embody adventure. If you want to manifest a love who is compassionate, you have to be compassionate. So tap into that energy within yourself with this particular card. The next card we have here is bring love into the situation. Just like I said, if you want to be compassionate, you have to be compassionate within yourself. And I'm not saying be a people pleaser or be so nice that you're like, oh, but I'm already so nice that everybody kind of walks over me. Then you need to bring love into you. Love yourself so much that you don't let people walk all over you. Love yourself so much that you don't overextend yourself and become available for everything. Love unconditionally, but tolerance should never be unconditional. Those are two different things. So bring love into the wild nature, those nurturing those wild aspects of yourself. Bring love into honoring the cycles and rhythms of your body where you're taking time to go, wait a minute, I don't want to commit to that particular activity because I'm tired. I need to rest. Or yes, I'll commit to that because I have a lot of energy right now. But take time to honor not just your own natural cycles and rhythms, but your creative pursuits and endeavors as well. So instead of piling on more work because you have extra energy, pause where you're at. Don't be an overachiever and allow yourself to pursue your passions and pour into yourself. Our next card of the evening is, let me make sure. I think I pulled one of these already. Okay, I did. Is the animal card. And And hold on, because I did not shuffle this. So we'll do this one. Iris, harmony. So this is very in alignment with our original card. The original card for the collective was temperance, harmony, balance. Now this is all falling back into those cycles and rhythms of our life. So making sure that we are honoring all of the cycles, that we're creating harmony by sleeping enough, working enough, playing enough, being diligent enough or disciplined enough. Everything has to have a balance. If any one facet of your life is out of balance and you're pouring too much in that, you're going to feel it mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You might have aches and pains. You're like, where is this pain even coming from? And there's like really no underlying reason. That is because something in your life is out of balance. So are you listening to your body? Are you recalibrating as the day goes on, like we did with the 1 minute breathing here? And the next card is the animal octopus. Travel across the earth and oversea to securely embrace your dream. So just like that adventure card, sometimes we have to leave our comfort zone and travel distances in order for something to come into fruition. Now, this is not saying that you're going to see the end game. This card is not saying that octopus is acknowledging where the end of the ocean is. Octopus does not know, but it has all of these tentacles and it's feeling its way through one sucker tentacle at a time as it slowly and meticulously travels in through the murky waters of the sea. Okay. To securely embrace your dream, you have to be diligent. You have to be fortuitous. And most importantly, it doesn't matter how slowly octopus is moving. It's the fact that the octopus is moving at all. If the octopus stops moving for any moment, the current of the ocean is going to take it wherever the ocean decides to take it. So life will take you wherever life decides to take you in the moment you stop progressing forward. Every day, if you aren't moving in a small, minute increment every day, then the tides are pushing you further back away from your dream. So ensure that you every day are calibrating to what you truly want. Have that intention. And most importantly, remember your why. And of course, last but not least, we're going to have the angel blessing, which is beauty. Love this. And purpose. Exactly. Wonderful. So claim your angel blessings there in the comment section below, because the angels always want to serve you and uplift you. And they love you so very much. And they're here for your assistance. And I just want you guys to know there is nothing that you can ask your angels that is too small, that is not for you. You could literally ask them for a parking space. If you so need a parking space, they're not too busy. Their timelines don't work like our timelines. So don't ever feel like you are, upsetting your angels. All right. So let's wrap this up con mucho amor. Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com. And together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor. So I feel like what I learned today was listen to your body. Your body is telling you when it's time to go, when it's time to run, when it's time to swim, when it's time to slow down. Your intuition is here to guide you, to protect you, to elevate you, to expand you. So are you listening? Are you like the octopus with your many feelers sticking out, not knowing where you're truly going, but having faith that you'll get there anyways? Go forward and create divine experiences. And may you all go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, to love thyself, and to remember the divine always has your back. See you Sunday with a new episode. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels well most, just hold on. Just hold on.